2025 is coming fast and content creation is about to change in a really big way. Today, I'm going to walk you through the major shifts that are shaping the future of online content. And if you're serious about standing out online, these are changes that you really need to get ahead of if you really want to stand out online. Kicking off with something big, the death of the regular creator. When I say regular, I mean the typical creator who posts polished sit-down videos or talking headshots. I guess you could say kind of like this. But this isn't about production quality alone, it's about a fundamental shift leading towards authenticity. People are now craving the raw, unfiltered content that you'd expect from user-generated content or UGC. They're more likely to trust the voice of someone who seems real rather than a perfectly packaged persona. Why? Well, because UGC leans into human connection and it feels like advice from a friend and not a lecture. The flip side is that everyone now has a smartphone, so the barrier to entry to be able to create this content is incredibly low, and this means that the creator space is about to become more competitive than ever. My advice here is to take a hard look at your content. Does it feel too safe or too polished? Think about experimenting with more raw, on-the-go content that shows your true personality and lean into who you are, your flaws and all, to connect in a way that polished content just can't. Now, here is a trend that is on the opposite end of the spectrum: cinematic content. As creators, it is no longer enough to simply post videos. In 2025, storytelling will take on a new depth, similar to the structure of a reality TV show. Think creating experience with characters, story arcs, and an ongoing series format. So why is this massive shift happening? Well, with the sheer volume of content out there, attention spans are shorter than ever. But here is the thing. People are also craving content that hooks them in and keeps them invested. Consumers want more than just one-off videos, they want an experience. Think about it. TV series or web shows build a loyal fan base not because of one episode, but because of an ongoing story, arcs, characters that we care about, and themes that resonate over time. Bringing this approach to your content can turn viewers into loyal followers, and when done right, each piece of content becomes a bigger part of the story, giving your audience a reason to keep coming back for more. Imagine creating a series of videos where you have a constant main character, or maybe that's you, or maybe you introduce people as part of your journey. Every episode or video should add another layer, revealing insights and challenges, even cliffhangers that leave viewers eager to find out what happens next in the next installment. Story always trumps resource, and if you focus on creating a memorable experience for your consumers, the production details will always follow. It's safe to say that community will be everything in 2025. We are moving away from the race of reach and towards meaningful engagement. You just don't need millions of followers anymore, and in fact, some of the most successful creators will be those with smaller, tight-knit audiences. I'm a big believer in this shift. I've built a successful business with just 15,000 followers on LinkedIn, focusing on quality interactions over sheer volume and going bigger and bigger. Why? Well, because having an engaged community opens doors to monetizational options and trust building. These are people who genuinely value your content and in turn will support your growth. So I'd say stop chasing metrics like views or likes and focus instead on nurturing the relationships that you already have. Whether that's through exclusive content, private communities or groups or live events, find ways to add value and your community will naturally grow and support you in return. This brings us to the big divide. Social media has become a constant presence in all of our lives, whether we like it or not, and as a result, people are splitting into two camps. On one hand, some are doubling down on digital, more invested than ever in social media and its endless scroll, but on the other hand, there's a huge group that's starting to pull back, feeling worn out by the constant noise, the superficiality, and the demand for attention. This shift means that creators need to rethink not only the content that they create, but where they deliver it. For many, the idea of always on content, always posting, always available, always online just isn't sustainable anymore. We're seeing the rise in quieter, more intentional spaces where content isn't about maximizing reach, but maximizing value. In 2025, I believe that offline and private channels, think like newsletters or email lists or active Zoom meetups or even in-person local events, are going to become incredibly valuable. These are spaces where creators can connect on a deeper, more meaningful level with their most loyal followers. It is a shift away from that infinite scroll model that leaves people feeling overwhelmed and towards something more personal and fulfilling, which I can 100% get by. We're seeing closed communities and gated content emerge as ways for creators to share exclusive value with their core audience. And this isn't just about exclusivity, it's about providing something authentic and worthwhile to people who truly care beyond the noise of the algorithms and the follower counts. If you're considering this shift, here's something to think about. Where is your audience most active? Are they engaging on every platform, or would they prefer a quieter space where they feel like part of an inner circle? It could be as simple as a newsletter where you share the behind the scenes updates or members only content where people can interact on a much more meaningful way. You might even reserve some of your best tips or insights and content for these private spaces and see how people respond. Finally, authenticity will become essential. In 2025, the creators who succeed will be those who are building in public, who aren't afraid to show the good, the bad, and the ugly. People want to see real lives, not curated highlight reels. And if you want to stand out, your story has to be both honest and relatable. This shift towards transparency is about more than just sharing successes. It's about letting your audience in on your journey and your challenges and your growth. Personal branding will be bigger than ever, even though it's already absolutely massive right now, because in a crowded space, who you are and what you represent will be what makes you memorable. I would strongly recommend to start doing this now, sharing the behind the scenes of your business or creative process or your freelance journey. Don't just give polished advice, and let your viewers in on the struggles and the small wins that you're going through. Authenticity isn't about perfection, it's about being real, and your audience will massively respect you for that. So if you enjoyed this video, feel free to check out this video. I think it's quite a nice one, or you could subscribe to my YouTube channel right here. I'd really appreciate you being along for the journey, and I shall see you in the next video. Ciao.